everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. Two teams will need their quarterbacks to step up and lead their offenses on the gridiron today. It's Carr's Raiders going up against Breeze's Saints. With that, let's get you out to the Bayou. We're standing by as our commentary team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
First opened back in 1975. There's a look inside the iconic Mercedes-Benz Superdome in downtown New Orleans. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Oakland Raiders and the New Orleans Saints. They come up with one back. That's Ingram. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. And partner Mark Ingram, I think he had heard the same stories we did about losing his job to Tim Hightower because of the fumbling issues. Well, his response in Week 9, 158 yards, including a 75-yard touchdown run.
He lost a key fumble at Kansas City, cost them a chance to win two games ago. Then, of course, as you just mentioned last week, sitting down early, Hightower has a big game. This was a get-right game for him. Spent some time with Sean Payton, one-on-one, and really came out ready to play.
And Cooks has it over the middle. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. Now the pitch comes to Ingram. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. The headshots here are the offensive unit. And what about Brandon Cooks?
If he's not a 1,000-yard receiver every year he's healthy in the league, I'll be surprised. Came out of college wanting to be a pro, studied all the best receivers in the NFL before he even got to the league.
Sammy! 0-2, 5-5.
Now Breeze throwing on 2nd down. It's brought in here by Willie Snead. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
Whenever I go to a team's practice facility and watch them work, I love to watch the defensive guys in what they call pursuit drills. The ball goes either towards them or away from them. How fast will they respond? On this play, the defensive end responded better than anyone and made a really nice play.
0-2. Hey, yellow lady, Mike 50.
On 2nd down, here's Breeze. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Time to meet the defensive starters for the Oakland Raiders. And you want to discuss one of their safeties.
I certainly do. Carl Joseph out of West Virginia. Always did a great job policing the middle of the field. A big hitter, knocked the ball away. But really added to his game his last year as a Mountaineer. Became a better cover guy and a better ball hawk before he got injured. They're really going to love him in Oakland.
Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. And 4th down coming up.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
Now carry. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Raiders will take possession. Now a first carry for Latavius Murray. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
All right, here we go. Red 18. Red 18. Hey, we go rally. Rally, baby, alert. Alert. Here we go.
On second down, here's Carr. And this is incomplete. Offensive starters now. Charles, what about Latavius Murray?
You know how you and I talk about players under the radar sometimes? Latavius Murray definitely qualifies as one of those players. And then you look up, and he's pressing 1,000 yards every year.
Here we go. Red 18.
On third and long, it's Carr. It finds Crabtree for the completion. And all the way to the opposite 48. Carr and Crabtree hooking up for a big one there. 44 yards.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
All right, here we go.
And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Here's Carr, and he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. And now a look at the Saints starting defense.
Kenny Vaccaro is an excellent player. Can cover in the slot, but his best attributes, tackling people and rushing the quarterback.
Carr, and this one complete to Seth Roberts. A good pick up there of 20 yards. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Kenny Vaccaro. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up, but you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over.
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover. Wow, now we got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
Breeze again here on 2nd and 10. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete. Trying to get it to Willie Snead there. And that'll make it 3rd down.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it. An in route, going into a little bit of traffic. Maybe in the back of his mind, he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
Ready. Ready. Clock, 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 clock.
Now a play fake. Breeze surveying the field. He's going to let this one go deep. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. That's pulled in at the 32. Yards on the return. Picked up some good blocks as well. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly. I've yet to meet a wide receiver who likes to block more than catching the football, but the best ones understand that that's how they'll actually get more passes thrown to them if they help in the run game. And anytime you get a run of that yardage, that means the wide receivers did help. They get down to what a lot of people call the second level, the linebackers, or the third level where the defensive backs are, and they get out in front, put their bodies out there, and create more space for their runners to gain the yardage.
Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Raiders in possession of the football. They're looking at a second and short yardage to start things out. They come out here in the I. Now Carr throwing on second down. Flushed out right. That is caught at the 7-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it first and goal.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Clive Walford from 8 yards out, and the Raiders have taken the lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. 1 receiver left, 2 to the right. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Brees going to throw. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that'll make this a second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Now Brees throwing on second down. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Reggie Nelson. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And they'll start this drive with very good field position. They'll come out in the pistol. On first down, Murray. He's got some breathing room. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Latavius Murray, 32 yards. And the Raiders add on to their lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. They'll run with Ingram here to begin the drive. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Sammy!
On second down, Ingram trucks through him.
Oh, man, right through him.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
They come up with 1 back. That's Ingram.
21, 20, left, ready, waiting, you'll kill.
Snap comes at 1. And now Breeze. Left side and caught by Flainer. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. To throw, it's Breeze. And he's got Snead. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. And he was able to find a very soft spot in that zone coverage.
I love that term, Brandon. That soft spot where you find the open area, set up, and catch the football before the hard collision comes afterwards.
Breeze now to throw. Buying time to his left. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to New Orleans after this. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. On second down, here's Breeze. Caught by Snead over the middle. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. There were a couple holes there, partner. Was that zone coverage?
That's exactly what it was, Brandon. When you see man-to-man, that defender runs with the receiver. In this case, they were just taking care of their zone coverages, their responsibilities on the field, and the offense found the open space.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
And there's a nice completion to Kobe Fleener, and no one could be happier than Drew Brees.
They had Jimmy Graham for all those years, Ben Watson last year, and now coming south from Indianapolis, Fleener. Second down now after the incompletion. Breeze to Ingram on the draw. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field.
5-9. Mike 50.
And the back goes into motion. Now Breeze on 3rd down. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Brandon Cooks, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Saints are back within a score. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. On 1st down, Carr. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, the great coach has said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush won, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down. One receiver to the left is Cooper.
All right, here we go. Zebra.
back to the air on second down. It's Carr. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Carr again here on 2nd and 10. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. It got his man complete. A big play there for the Raiders. 30 yards. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. And now they're in the hurry-up. Carr now on 1st down.
And he got it done in the passing game on that play. It was almost like a run because he caught it right around the line of scrimmage. Either way.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Throwing on 1st down is Carr. He sets up the screen to Jones. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it a 2nd down. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Again, they'll throw with Carr. He's got time. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Seth Roberts in the final seconds of the 1st half. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that at just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
Now Breeze. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Sean Smith. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. We saw this franchise do this back in the 2009 Super Bowl. The Saints will start the 2nd half with an onside kick. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3.